DevOps lets you work on production level environment. Usually what happens is if you are a coder or if you are some other person, then usually you have sufficient time to test everything in your local computer, then execute it, and once code is released, you don't care about it, and whenever some extra update is requested, then you again go back to the code and you make sure it works fine. But as a DevOps, you are working in the production level only. For example, if some website is being released and it is an e-commerce website, and lots of sales are happening in that particular website. Now you are literally responsible for making sure that particular website works fine, even if 10,000 people comes and places order at same time. So that's what thrills me, because you are literally working on production level things only. So whenever that happens, that is like lots of customers or some kind of big thing happens on the website, that time you are going to make sure that that particular website gets all the orders properly and everything works fine. So this is what thrills me about the DevOps. And moreover, DevOps is literally easier to get started rather something like coding, because whenever you are like learning DevOps, it's all about releasing one project into the production level. So that's what you are making sure that happens. There are so many other things which you have to make sure, but in the end, what are you doing? You are just releasing one project from your computer to one production level machine. So how do you learn it? You just learn it by taking one code and trying to execute in your laptop. And once you make sure that it is working fine, then you literally take it and make sure that it is going to be in the production. And not just production, you should make sure that, okay, whenever somebody comes and updates something in the code base, that also gets updated in the cloud. So making these things is not really tough compared to you learning one programming language, then you are actually building it, then you are like thinking in terms of, okay, programming is not just about executing one particular program, it's about executing multiple programs with combination with other technologies, maybe database, maybe some kind of caching mechanism, and all those things get combined together to make sure one particular app or website is ready. And once that's done, you need to make sure it looks fine and you should talk to customers and all those things you should learn. Compared to all these things, I feel like DevOps is much easier to get started because you are just releasing one code from your machine to production level server. That's what excites me about DevOps. Another thing is, DevOps lets you work with multiple technologies. Usually, whenever you are working in some kind of software company, you are bound to work on one specific problem and you are using one particular technology to solve that particular problem. For example, if you are a web developer, you might be working in some kind of website and you will be working on HTML part of it only. So when you are doing that, you will be focused on HTML and maybe CSS and JavaScript might be there, but usually you will be focusing on whatever they gave you to work on. But DevOps is not like that. In DevOps, even if you are less responsible for one thing, you should always know about all the other things also, because if something happens in other places, that time your task won't give the expected results. That time you have to obviously go and see other technologies involved in it. Maybe there is some kind of database failure, or maybe there is some kind of other technology which is responsible for making sure that particular thing is not working. Something like container might not be working fine, or some Kubernetes cluster is not working as per your expectation. So all these things will make sure that you are working with always multiple technologies. There is always something or other thing to learn. Yeah, some people might get overwhelmed by this, saying like, oh my god, so many things are there to learn in DevOps. It's like you should be excited to learn all those things, and it's not like everything you should keep memorized. It's not like I know all the things related to DevOps. It's just that I can always go into Google and try to get whatever the things which I want to learn. So that's what keeps me going in this particular DevOps field, that like there are so many technologies, you won't be able to finish them all, and it's exciting to learn one by one everything in this particular thing and actually use it in the production level. That's what matters. So now to the main point, should you get into DevOps? I feel like it's always better to get into DevOps if you are not from IT background. That is going to make sure that you at least know something about the IT field before you get into something like maybe coding or something like that. So it's always preferred that you try to get yourself into DevOps and maybe release some projects online and test it out by yourself before actually getting into other fields of IT. And if you actually like the thing, whatever you are doing in DevOps, maybe it's better to stay in it and find job or build your startup around it. Whatever it is, I suggest you to get into DevOps. Then maybe if you want, you can switch your field or stay in this particular field only. And it's always that will be working with coding and all the other technologies also. It's not like if you are just DevOps, you will be focusing on only on deployments. It's not like that. You will be coding certain things and you will be working with some other developers also. It's going to make sure that you will be exposed to a whole lot of fields and technologies before getting specifically into whatever you are interested in. So that's why I suggest you to get into DevOps and learn more about it. So that's it for this video, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.